Ladies, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to do a news video talk about the world of sports. I'm not going to do wrestling this one because there really isn't much for wrestling to talk about. But I'm talking about NFL. We'll go over NBA, NASCAR, baseball. We'll go over all that here. So let's get right into it. So a few more things from yesterday. So Neil Dalen, a former Broncos and 49ers executive whose 7 Super Bowl rings are tied with Tom Brady for second most all time, died yesterday. He was 85 years of age. So rest in peace to Neil Dalen, however you say his last name. Steelers put out a statement. Mike Wagner also passed away. He was a championship, key role of those championship teams in the 70s. Excuse me. The Raiders, they named Ronald Williams their linebackers coach and Al Halcomb their senior defensive assistant. The Bears announced they promoted Jeff King to assistant general manager. And the Raiders, they officially named former Seahawks run game coordinator and senior offensive advisor Rick Dennison as their offensive line coach. So the Raiders made another hire. So the Chicago Bears' endeavor for a new stadium took a meaningful step forward Thursday, opening the door for the storied franchise to leave Illinois, but to potentially build a new domed stadium in northwest Indiana. The Indiana Bears. Kevin O'Connell and D'Amico Ryans, the Vikings and Texans head coaches, have been added as newest members of the NFL's competition committee. The Cowboys, they finalized their coaching staff. And the Broncos re-signed Michael Bandy, free agent receiver, re-signed him. But it's all from Adam Schefter. See if anything else from all these from JPA and Rappaport. So from JPA football, the Lions have been, end quote, sniffing hard around the free agent offensive tackle class. So there is something here. It sure sounds like Isaiah Likely is leaving Baltimore, having a desire to step into a tight end role. Once they gave Mark Andrews that extension, that was kind of a given. ESPN reporter John Kime, the Commanders bring back Deebo Samuel. The price might be too much for them. Many are speculating a potential reunion with the 49ers. So NFL draft analyst Daniel Jeremiah says he wouldn't be stunned if Ty Central was taken in the first round. I wouldn't be either. I just think it would be idiotic. Ravens tight end Charlie Kolar has been identified by several people around the league as a guy who could get paid more in free agency than most think. Eagles star offensive tackle Lane Johnson confirmed with Jeff McClain he'll be back for the 2026 season. And another report, despite his frustrations with health issues, Landon Dickerson is planning to return for the 2026 season. So despite the rumors, Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson are both staying. But that is all from JPE football. Let's see if we have anything from Rappaport. So let's move on and talk about some NBA. There's nothing else for football. So Steph Curry's still, having that runner's knee. There was more, I think, another MRI. There's nothing structural. It's just, I guess, swelling. But he's going to miss a 6th straight game. There's nothing structurally, wrong. It's just, I guess, it's sore, or I don't know. The next one's kind of big here. So, Commissioner Adam Silver, pause, informed the league's 30 general managers on Thursday that the NBA plans to make anti-tanking rule changes for next season. Sources tell ESPN. Stakeholders have intensified dialogue about combating tanking. Adam Silver sucks, man. He thinks he's slick. Just change the lottery odds back to normal. That's all you gotta do. On these rule changes, they are sponsored by FanDuel. I'd support it maybe if it wasn't the gambling companies forcing it. And you think these teams won't find a way to tank? Since when was tanking that bad of a thing? So multiple sources, though, with acknowledgement of the GM committee meeting, told ESPN that the following concepts have been discussed to curb tanking. There's a bunch of notes here. First round picks can be protected only top 14 or top 14 plus. Lottery odds freeze at the trading deadline or a later date. So they freeze at the trading deadline. Okay, teams are still going to be able to tank then. No longer allowing a team to pick top 4 consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Teams can't pick top 4 the year after making the conference finals. Yeah, tell me you're saying this about the Pacers without telling me. Lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records. Lottery extended to include all play-in teams and flattened odds for all lottery teams. 2 of these ideas are just direct shots at the Pacers. Oh yes, because the Pacers totally planned for every one of their guys for Halliburton to get hurt, and then most of their other guys get hurt throughout the season as well. I just don't know, man. Freezing lottery odds at the trade deadline still wouldn't help anything. I just don't know how this would help, man. These teams are still gonna find ways to tank. But yeah, they're gonna have an anti-tanking rule basically next season. That's just a bunch of ideas right there from the committee. So let's move on to NBA Central. So the Miami Heat were reportedly involved in some of the proposals sent to the league office regarding tanking. Pat Riley's washed. Scrolling. Cade says foul being is the biggest problem in the NBA and accuses 3 superstars in the top 5 and 10 of doing it. He feels he's disrespected by the refs and says the guy people think is better than him isn't. So you talk about Shai Gilgeous. Kendrick Perkins says, I would actually take Darius Acuff with the number 1 pick. I think he's a top 5 pick. I'm not going to say number 1. Scouts and executives around the NBA have concerns and questions about Darren Peterson's mentality and availability, which I agree with. I think this might be it. Let's move to NASCAR. We actually do have some stuff here. So, Joe Gibbs Racing has filed a lawsuit against former competition director Chris Gabehart, alleging he, quote, embarked on a brazen scheme to steal JGR's most sensitive information and use it for the benefit of a direct competitor, NASCAR Spire Motorsports. Oh boy, we're going to get NASCAR Season 2. We're going to get a second lawsuit. NASCAR's back, baby. But JGR in its lawsuit alleges he sought to recover extensive damages and keep Gabehart from violating his contractual obligations and wrongfully using JGR's confidential information, trade secrets. In a competition director role, JGR was making $1 million a year plus bonuses according to his contract that was filed as part of JGR lawsuit against him, and he asked for authority over all racing decisions, was denied and asked to leave. JGR did forensic analysis of Gabehart devices, alleges he synced personal Google Drive with JGR laptop, had photos of JGR setup and an info in a folder called, quote, Spire. I don't know, man. It's pretty damning. Didn't even try to hide it. Couldn't even come up with anything other than Spire. You couldn't have come up with a different name. Oh, just put, Spire, man. They'll never look here. They'll never look here. They'll never look here, man. But yeah, that's really the big news today was that a lawsuit. They're gonna file Daytona 500 got 7,489,000 viewers, an 11% jump over 2025. It peaked at 9 million. I wouldn't call it a slam dunk, but it's good to start for the season for NASCAR. And we'll go over the schedule again. So tomorrow, 3 on FS1 truck qualifying and 5 on the CW app. O'Reilly qualifying. It's going to be 70s with a 25% chance of rain. Saturday 11 on Prime. Cup qualifying 1:30 pre-race for trucks. 152 green flag. 152 green flag. 4:30 CW pre-race. 5:20 the O'Reilly race. It's gonna be in the 60s with an 80% chance of rain in the morning, 50% in the afternoon. I don't know what they're gonna get in Saturday. We'll just have to see. And Sunday 2 race day, and then 3:19 the Cup green flag. It's gonna be in the 50s with a 10% chance of rain. So Friday and Sunday look pretty good weather-wise. Saturday, don't know. We'll just have to see. But the current green flag times are 1:52 Saturday, 5:20, and then Sunday 3:19. But yeah, let's move on here. There's not like too much for baseball, but there's a few things here. Mitch Garver and the Mariners are in agreement on a minor league contract. Spent the last 2 years. The Mariners will compete for the backup job to Cal Rayleigh. Bruce Mayer, however you say his last name, has been unanimously elected as executive director of the MLBPA Association, the Major League Baseball Players Association. Sources tell ESPN. He was previously the number 2 at the union, becomes the 6th executive director in the union's history. So yeah, they got a new MLB PA guy yesterday. See if anything from MLB Deadline, and if not, that'll be it. Nope, so that's it here. That's all the news today from the world of sports. So, yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, and check some out a lot. Peace.